Hello everybody, today we're going to be looking at KartKraft's triple screen update. Let's dive straight in. So first things first, we booted up KartKraft. What do we see in front of us? Well, we see some really obvious settings like drive, which will allow us to enter practice, race sessions, time trials, and online sometime in the future. You can see at the minute that I'm already registered, so I'm just waiting to receive an email regarding that. We got our pits, which allows us to view our karts, our driver, our team, and our gear. We have our shop, which allows us to buy new gear, specifically karts at the minute. So you have all these brands here that are currently in game. They have varied karts. There are X30 karts and K72 karts, specifically in the Arrows Team one. I'm sure this will expand over time. We have a notifications button, which I'm sure is a work in progress. We have our profile, where we can review our our laps, our distance traveled, our level. We can change our race number, our tagline, and there's a nice little stats leaderboard as well. It shows the top people in the game at the minute. These are based on hot laps. We have our settings, which has many different sub menus in it, ranging from our very obvious like camera settings, our HUD settings, our assists, down to in-depth key bindings and input settings, our graphic settings, which has everything we'd expect to see here, including a little slider for crowd amount, which is quite nice. Our sound settings, you can see I've tinkered with mine quite a lot. Our VR settings, I'm not in VR at the minute, but you can see that there is VR available, and we can reset our progress with the reset button. And when we leave it, it auto saves, so we don't have to restart. With our reset account button, our live support button, which would just lead you to the Discord for KartKraft, as well as quit. But the one we're interested in is the settings menu. So we'll go over to settings in game. You can see I already have triple screens enabled there. I have it on, and I've measured my screen width, including bezels, so each individual screen. So one of my screens has a width of 564 millimeters, so about 56.4 centimeters, including the bezel. And excluding the bezel, it has a width of 481 millimeters, although not quite. I'll talk about that in a second, but I've put it at 481 millimeters for a specific reason. It doesn't actually have that measurement, but it's closer to about 540, 545. You can see it gives you a suggested FOV in case you want to, well, in case you don't want to play around with FOV yourself. You can just go straight into it and go, okay, my FOV should be somewhere around here. You can tweak it a little bit just to make it perfect for you. They've got lateral offset in case you want to be moved left to right. Show driver, show steering wheel. Not really bothered about these. The one that I found most important was the vertical offset. Obviously, most seating positions for sim rigs are going to be in like GT style sort of seating position. So you're going to want to set your vertical offset so you can see the top of the steering wheel, or at least I did, which meant offsetting my vertical camera to -2. We had pitch angle, which is pretty self-explanatory, moving forward or backwards. Head shake sensitivity, look dead zone, all self-explanatory, looking for horizontal lock roll strength. Horizon lock pitch strength was the one I changed. I lowered this down from 50% to 5%. I was fed up with my head zooming up and down and up and down and up and down in the uphill and downhill segments of the track. Horizon lock roll strength I haven't actually played with. I've sort of left that alone, and it seems to be fine for the most part. So that's fine. If we look then, does this show me my... No, it does not. If we look to the graphics then, you'll see that I have this in windowed mode, and at a resolution of 5760 by 1080, displaying on my second monitor. Now, in reality, what you'd usually do is go into NVIDIA Surround and configure it there so that you only have one display. What I do is I don't bother with NVIDIA Surround. I find it incredibly annoying. I use a separate program called SWRE, which allows me to manipulate windows so that I can resize them and rescale them myself. Now, I'm not going to go into in-depth on how I do that. Maybe I will if there's enough interest in future, but that's just the way I do it because I'm not a big fan of NVIDIA Surround. So, now that we're done with that, save. Let's get into some driving. Let's head on over into just do some practice then. Geo, yes. In the X30 class, yes, that's fine. In our Arrow X30 in the dry. Okay, that's fantastic. There are plans for different weather conditions, which is why they have that placeholder screen there. See, we're about to head into practice. This is something I haven't talked about yet, is you can actually set up the kart. Now, this isn't something I know an awful lot about, but we can have a look. It looks like you can tune all sorts of things. I'm not going to go into detail in this because I have no idea what I'm doing. So just pretend like I've set up my kart perfectly. Fantastic. And we will just drive. And it should just put us in the pit lane, which it has done. Nice. So we're just going to do about 4 or 5 laps. Just gets warmed up. And then we'll do a race. Now, one of the cool things about driving go-karts and simulators, well, specifically this one, is how hard and fast the force feedback feels. It's unreal how much strength there is going through this wheelbase, even for a mid-tier wheelbase like I have. To feel so direct and so harsh is, it's almost arm straining. Makes me a little worried that this wheel isn't attached tight enough. Oh, a little bit over the curve there, but it's okay. And coming from driving like a regular car, like a GT3 car or anything like that, it's a completely different experience, even from any of the lower formula cars. We've all driven go-karts before. It's not quite the same, obviously. You can't feel the speed, but with the triple screens now enabled, honestly, it feels so much more immersive and so much better than it did before. I hadn't really played it very much beforehand, but when I did, I was always quite disappointed that I could never use my 3 monitors, so I'm glad they've got that sorted. One of the things I was going to mention was the bezel width, not the bezel width, sorry, the screen width without bezel, because you saw that I had that quite low in comparison to the actual screen width with bezel. And the reason I've done this is, for some reason it couldn't figure out how wide the bezels were in conjunction with one another. So what I did is I lowered it further until I saw the angles were correct. So I'd drive around the track and I'd see, right, okay, there's that curb there. And what I did is I measured it so that it would be a seamless transition from one screen to the next. It turned out it was about 100 millimeters or so off, which is fine. It happens. I would like to see that fixed, But I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see about that sometime in the future. Oh, went over the bump there. Whew. No expert, as you can see. Oh gosh, that was terrible. Slam on the brake pedal. There we go. Through there. Giving it a little bit of throttle as we go through. Little bit of curb. Hard on the brakes. Ease off. It is like a whole nother kind of sim racing. You have to sort of unlearn all of the habits you got into in order to drive Formula cars or anything. You can't be too hard on the brakes, otherwise you just go spinning. You can't give it too much throttle coming out of the corner, otherwise you just go spinning. It's absolutely nuts, and the sheer sense of speed, because you're so close to the ground, it's quite something. It really is quite something. Honestly, experiences like this don't come around very often, and I'm really appreciative that KartKraft exists. I hear a lot of people talk positive about the R Factor 2 karting experience, which I'm yet to try. I will have to give it a try at some point, because I am absolutely loving this. But from the things I've read on the forums and in the Steam discussions and on the Discord, this is supposed to be the best out there. Ah, we've lost it. Okay, let's set up a race now. Simple as, we want Geel. I don't know the other tracks very well, so we'll just do Geel. We'll do our lap limit. We'll do 5 laps. AI drivers. Let's see if we can do 9. AI difficulty medium. I think that's reasonable. I think we could do medium, and let's start event. We want the X30. Yes, in the dry. I'm not expecting to win, but I do want to do quite well. I'd be disappointed if I end up last. Although I should just be happy that I'm even competing. So let's hit on drive. Okay. Oh, I've got to click the mouse button apparently. Oh, it's a rolling start. Okay. Seems like we're starting towards the back. Oh. They were a bit slow off there. Oh. May have gone through a cart then. Oh, oh my god. This is bumper cars. Coming through. Got a position there, very nice. Oh, it's so loud in my ears. Oh no, he turned in on us. He turned in on us. I'm not sure we'll be able to catch him back up though. Let's go. Oh no, almost spun out the back there, a bit too heavy on the brakes. And the front's locked. Maybe medium's too hard for me at the minute. We are in front of someone. We're in front of two people, actually. There's one person on my tail, though. Oh, no. No, he's next to me. As we squeezed him on the inside. Take it nice and easy. Kind of want to hold 7th out of 10. My lines are so off. Here it is, the last corner. Don't overtake me, please. Oh, look at the confetti. Well, that was pretty fun. I am pretty knackered now, though. None of those are us, unfortunately. Jesus. I'm shattered. So it looks like medium may be a bit difficult for us, but we'll get there eventually. We'll get there eventually. Maybe. We're not going to watch it. We'll put the replay on for a little while. Oh boy. There we go. So, closing thoughts then. It's very fun, it's very good. The triple screen mode works very well as we come round. The force feedback is absolutely amazing as we knock someone out there. Force feedback is absolutely amazing. Can't fault how direct it is, especially for a middle of the road wheel like this. Very, very impressed. I think the only real downside is the development time on this has been a really long time, and the developer, whilst they have been communicating occasionally, has not perhaps communicated the best they could do with the community. This game has been out for quite a substantial amount of time now, and we're only just seeing features trickle through like triple screen update and stuff like that. I'm hopeful that the online mode gets here quickly, but I guess we'll see. We will see. But for now, it's really fun, really, really fun. And if you're looking for some AI go-kart racing, it's perfect for that. And who knows what will come in the future. So, thank you very much for checking this out. Don't forget to click the like button and subscribe if you want to see more. And in the description there's a load more social media links down there, including my Twitch stream, which I'm trying to get a bit more rigid with, I promise. So don't forget to check out. Thank you very much for watching, and see you next time. Bye bye.